Hey traders, Raghee here. A very common question I get right now is, Rag, where is crude oil heading? And my answer to that is, it depends on what time frame you're looking at. If you're looking at a daily time frame, what I'll say is, unless crude oil trades back down to about $95 a barrel, this area right here, you don't have a great edge. Here's your edge. Here's your edge. Here's your edge. So until we get back down to that area, no edge. Quite literally, no edge in terms of support and no advantage in terms of being a trader. Crude oil has been in a sideways market since the end of March. Sideways markets really aren't primarily where we as traders want to focus. So what is another way to trade crude oil? Well, where can we find an edge? Sometimes the edge can be found by looking at related markets. Sometimes the edge can be found by looking at a different time frame. So let's think about shifting away from the daily to a 5-minute time frame. Still looking at crude, but again, looking for an edge. In this case, there's two edges we get by looking at a 5-minute time frame. I don't need continuation session after session. I just need continuation for the few hours, preferably between 9:30 and 4, that crude oil is open. And I can be flat and start the next day fresh. That's what day trading is. Really just an exit plan, which is before the market closes, we'll close the trade and be out. In this case, crude oil started heading higher, really nice bullish structure. Thank you, multi-trend. And when we have bullish structure, we start thinking about, well, where is support? So a lot of ways we can all look for support. Oftentimes it's horizontal support and resistance. We've got that covered by Darvis. Sometimes it's going to be the dynamic support of the wave. We've got that covered with the wave and grab. But sometimes, and very often, the edge that you're going to have by understanding time and volatility is one that's going to give you opportunities like this and like this. What is that? This is the convergence of time and volatility. Time and volatility. How many points does a market tend to move per hour? And are we trading within that range? And when we get to that edge, are we seeing support? And that's exactly what we saw here on crude. So tactically, the takeaway for this, really for this time and for this update is, what other markets are we going to look at? Maybe confusion on the daily. Say, well, do I really have an edge on that daily? Say, well, maybe it's time to shorten that time frame and free ourselves from needing follow through day after day and say, hey, can I get follow through for a half an hour, maybe 2, and take advantage of that? And this happens throughout the day. I think this is another thing that I think a lot of traders are going to like. Crude oil trades 24 hours a day. Almost. I shouldn't say 24 hours, but almost 24 hours. There's a few times that crude oil closes, but for the most part, it's trading throughout the day. That means you've got the Asian session, the early morning session, the after hours session, and you'll see time and volatility, while it's far narrower, right? Narrower ranges, these levels, this time and volatility continues to simply plug away, telling you, all right, this time of day, here's volatility resistance, here's volatility support. So if you've ever thought, well, can I be a pajama trader? Can I think about trading some of these markets overnight? Doesn't matter if it's crude, doesn't matter if it's the S&P, doesn't matter if it's the Dow, maybe it's bonds or currencies. Think about how you can use different types of tools and a shorter time frame to manage the choppy sort of confusion that we're getting right now. And this is just one example with crude. So tomorrow when you look at crude, remember, do we have an advantage on the daily? Probably not. But do we have intraday opportunities where we can get in, get out, be done, and start fresh the next day? I'll see you in the next update. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.